What's going on, everyone? Happy Monday. Hopefully everyone is doing well and having a great day so far. It is time now for the Monday weather update for Monday, November 11th, 2024, Veterans Day. Happy Veterans Day to all the veterans who served our country here in the United States. Thank you for your service. If you're new to my channel, this is where I do the daily weather update on all things weather in the United States, severe weather, tropical weather, everything else in between, and sometimes weather headlines going on around the world. Today we are going to start off talking about the wildfires. We're then going to talk about the national hazards, take a look at the satellite picture, and then take a look at the tropics. Yes, there is another potential tropical wave. Then we will look at the models and take a look at what is in store for the next 7 to 10 days. So if you're new to my channel, subscribe down below. Give this a thumbs up, hit that notification bell, share this video with anyone you know, and leave your comments down below. Alright, the wildfire in New Jersey is really becoming a problem now. It's called the Jennings Creek wildfire in West Milford, New Jersey, right up near the New York State border. Has not only taken the life of someone, it has now consumed 3,000 acres. Take a look at this. There is now satellite picture of this, and take a look at that. The smoke, it is really blowing off, going right over New York City and even portions of western Long Island. This fire is really serious. You can see clear as day. You can actually almost see the flames on this satellite picture. This is a big deal. There are also fires that are continuing to burn out on the west coast as well, and for the moment, they had the upper hand on the mountain fire down near Ventura, California, near Los Angeles, but unfortunately, it's looking like there's going to be some windy conditions today and maybe even tomorrow. That could allow for things to go out of control once again. And the same can be said for the east. This fire that's ongoing in North Jersey, while we had some rain last night, which wet the ground a little bit, the humidity is going to drop once again, and tomorrow is going to be relatively windy, maybe gust 25 to 30 miles per hour in this area, which means, yes, you guessed it, there could be yet again more spread of wildfires or even new fires that start up. Taking a look at the national satellite picture, here's what's left of Rafael in the Gulf of Mexico. It's not even a name system anymore, but there is some rain with this along the western coast of the Florida Panhandle, the southern coast of Alabama, and Mississippi. So you are getting some rain showers today. And we can see here, quiet conditions now in the northeast. There is this little disturbance over the Great Lakes. That's going to push through New England this evening. It's going to act as a cold front. And behind that, it will be a windy day tomorrow. So while things are very warm today, almost near record temperatures in the 70s from New York City on southwest, it's going to be a lot cooler tomorrow. And nighttime lows the next several nights are going to be relatively much colder. Probably not so much tonight, but starting tomorrow. Out on the west coast, you do have that storm system that came on shore in the Pacific Northwest, and some of this moisture has made its way into central California. San Francisco, you've been seeing some rain showers, yes. Well-needed rainfall for you. We would like to see this rain make its way down to Los Angeles. It's not going to be much moisture left when this system gets down there, so it's going to continue to be dry and unfortunately not be much relief for the wildfires. Also, Portland and Seattle, you are continuing to see some showers today as well, and there'll be another system that moves into the picture later in the week. Here's the radar picture for western Florida, Pensacola, Florida. You're seeing some rain today on and off throughout the day, and that will continue into the night. Taking a look here at the national hazards map, if you look really quickly, real closely I should say, not quickly, closely, we can see in Southern California, and let's zoom this in, there are actually some wind advisories. So these winds that are going to come here, it's not good news for the wildfire situation, and it may continue to allow things to continue to burn, and who knows, these fires may even go out of control once again, which is not good news. It's threatening a lot of structures at this point. Alright, here's the National Hurricane Center. We can see here 50% chance of development in the next 7 days. And we would be on the letter S. The next name that comes up is Sarah. Yes, that is the next name on the list. So we'll have to keep our eyes on this. It could develop. There are some suggestions from some of the models showing that things are going to be favorable for tropical development. Where it's going to track, it's far too early to discuss that detail. Taking a look at the Storm Prediction Center, you can see here, quiet On the severe weather front for today, just a marginal risk tomorrow across portions of Texas and Oklahoma. And then day 3, which would be Wednesday, there is a marginal risk across southern Alabama, southern Mississippi, and portions of Louisiana, which does include New Orleans. But let's go back to the Storm Prediction Center's homepage, and we can see here on Tuesday there is an elevated fire risk across portions of California just to the north of Los Angeles. So we're going to have to keep our eyes on that, as there could be the potential for, once again, maybe even more wildfires tomorrow. I know we don't want to hear that, but it's a possibility. All right, taking a look at the Pacific Northwest here, you continue to see wet pattern for you. 5 to 7 inches of rainfall expected over the next 7 days, even locally 7 plus here. We're seeing this yellow. So yes, that is very impressive. Of course, there will also be mountain snows. Midsection of the country, you can see there'll be another precipitable event for you, and I'll show you that on the models. And taking a look here across portions of the Gulf Coast states, on up into the Ohio Valley, some precipitation is expected. But here's the bad news. We lost yesterday's system. That's gone from the northeast. Take a look at the next 7 days. You can see, yeah, that system that we were watching for later in the week, it has really dried up on the models. Unfortunately, what's going to happen is we're going to have a really dry air mass in place over the next couple of days. And because of that, humidity levels are going to be really low in the mid-Atlantic. So we're not going to be able to squeeze as much moisture out of that system as the models once shown, because a lot of the moisture will get eaten up by that dry air that will be in place ahead of it. But there will be more rain chances way down the line. I can show you that on the models as well. When it comes to excessive rainfall, no risk of that today. A marginal risk tomorrow across portions of Washington and Oregon. That does include Seattle. And there also is a day 3, which goes all the way down into northern California, and a day 3 across some of the Gulf Coast region up into Tennessee and Kentucky. All right, let's take a look at the models now. We'll start off with the NAM. Let's rewind us back to the beginning. Here's that rainfall that's ongoing across Florida and portions of Mississippi and Alabama coastal region. You can see that will continue tonight. Maybe even some showers lingering into tomorrow as well, before that will slowly start to dissipate. You can also see here, by the time we get into tomorrow evening, yes, that next storm system does come on shore across portions of Washington, Oregon, and California, and this is going to be quite a moisture-loaded system. Also on Wednesday, you can see moisture from the Gulf of Mexico does start to increase once again, which is why that marginal risk was there for excessive rainfall. There could be some thunderstorm activity, showers. Some of the precipitation could be heavy, but take a look at the end of the run here. Here's that next system for the mid-Atlantic, and watch what happens as it tries to move southeast. You can see here, not much. It actually starts to dry up. The northeast doesn't get much of anything. We have this block that is setting up now east of New England, and with that block, it's forcing this system south. It's keeping the air relatively dry. That's why there's not going to be as much moisture with this system. Let's go out a little bit further in range, and I want to show you the Canadian. I'll also show you the GFS as well. And we can see as I advance this, here's that block that sets up out there to the east of Maine, and you can see here with that next system really gets forced to the south. There will be some showers with that system, just not seen as much precipitation as there once was. And keep an eye on this. That system, that blocking system, does try to retrograde a little bit back into Maine. Will that actually happen or not will remain to be seen. On the west coast, you can see mountain snows as we head into this upcoming weekend, and then a much bigger system gets going, and you can see a trough tries to set up in the plains, and that is something I'm keeping my eyes on, because there could be yet again another severe weather threat, which is why hence you're seeing the title here of today's video. Another severe weather threat is in the making, and it really is. Sunday and maybe again on Monday, it could be a 2-day type event that sets up as this heads to the east, and who knows, there could be even more severe weather threats further down the line, as you can see here on the Canadian. We'll have to keep an eye on this. It's going to be relatively active pattern for the central region, and we will see eventually another rain chance in the northeast, but unfortunately with that one on Thursday drying up, we're going to have to wait until next week now till we get anything significant once again. I know here we had some welcomed rain last night. We had 0.4 of an inch, 0.41 of an inch of rain on my weather station. So, we'll take whatever we can get, and it did wet the ground, and I'm very happy about that. Let's take a look at the GFS now. And on the GFS, you're going to see similar to the Canadian, just a little bit different. Here comes that system. It does dive down. It does dry up in the mid-Atlantic region. And then there comes that retrograding system. Some rain showers, some snow showers, maybe even a few sleet pellets being shown on the GFS for New England as we head into Saturday. And watch what happens behind us. It's Sunday that we're going to be watching. You can see, here's this system, Sunday into Monday. Bit different of timing from the Canadian. Canadian was closer to Sunday. The GFS is saying maybe closer to Tuesday. Monday into Tuesday, we have to watch for the potential for severe weather. Either way, there is a trough that is setting up, and I'm going to show you that. See this energy right here, this trough? Keep an eye on that. If this does dig like the models are showing, there definitely could be the potential for severe weather, including strong winds, hail, and even a few isolated tornadoes. It is something that is on my radar as we head into next week. And also, take a look at the GFS. This is not likely to happen. It's going to look different on different runs. See here? Changes every run. But there's that tropical system, which would be named Sarah. It's going to potentially develop, and once it does, it could become a strong tropical storm or hurricane. The question then becomes just where will it track? It's far too early to start talking about the track. Check back in with me, say, Wednesday or Thursday. We'll have a better idea what that may be potentially doing. But also take a look here, 240 hours out on GFS. You're seeing a big trough that is digging into the midsections of the country. Yes, that is something that's possible. Here's the GEFS, and let's advance that. We can see first off, below average temperatures continue on the west coast as we head into late this week, and it's actually going to feel like fall in the east, something I have not said in a while. And then you can see here, this ridge does set up over the weekend, but directly behind that ridge, you can see there is a trough showing up on the GEFS. So somewhere between Sunday and we'll say Tuesday morning, there definitely could be a severe weather event that sets it from Texas, Oklahoma, even up into Kansas, and maybe as far east as Arkansas and Missouri. Keep an eye on this. You can see this trough will mean business. And watch this as I advance this. A trough coming into the east. What's this? Yes, there could potentially be a trough that lasts maybe more than one day late next week. That's something I have not said in quite some time as well. All right, taking a look at the Climate Prediction Center. Well above average temperatures across the Great Lakes region and below average temperatures in the West Coast. It's definitely going to feel like there's a chill in the air because the continuous storm flow that comes into the West Coast is going to keep the temperatures below average. Mountain snows, say about Central California on northward, and there will be rain as well. A couple of these systems may bring showers to Los Angeles, but I'm telling you, it's not going to do all that much. Taking a look at the 6 to 10 day precipitation, well above average precipitation, where I just mentioned there could be a severe weather threat in the plains, and yeah, that below average shade showing up again in the east. Unfortunately, we're going to have to get into mid next week before we see any big rain system once again in the east. And big, that's so far out, we'll have to see. Could that trend drier again as well? Yeah, I know. But eventually it is going to be a trough pattern in the east for a little while. Here's the 8 to 14 day trend. They're showing slightly above average in the east and slightly below average temperatures in the west. And you can see here, above average from the Great Lakes back to Texas for precipitation on the 8 to 14 day outlook, and slightly above average precipitation in the east. Will depend on what happens with a lot of things, and plus, who knows what tropical system Sarah is going to do. We will not have that figured out for several more days. Slightly below average in the northern plains and near normal precipitation in the 8 to 14 day range across the Pacific Northwest. Alrighty folks, that does for today's weather update. We'll have another weather update again tomorrow. If you enjoyed this update, give it a thumbs up. Want to see more content like this? Want to follow me along here day after day? Subscribe down below. Hit that notification bell. Of course, you'll be notified of my latest update, and you'll be in the know of what's coming up in the near future. And of course, share this video with anyone you know, and leave your comments down below. I will see you all again tomorrow. Until I see you again tomorrow, have a fantastic Monday afternoon, and thanks for watching.